Thanks for staying with us. You're welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. Two major developments in the past fortnight have combined to cause remarkable discontent in the oil-rich Niger Delta region. First was the decision of President Bola Tinubu to dissolve the Ministry of Niger Delta Affairs. And just a few days ago, an Abuja Federal High Court ruling to stop allocations from Nigeria's central purse to Rivers State government. Reactions have been aplenty, with a clearly emerging consensus that those two issues have the potential to pose a greater threat to peace and development in the region. We're now being joined for his thoughts on all of that by Theophilus Alaye, a Niger Delta youth leader and activist. Good morning, Theophilus. Good to have you join us today on the morning show.
Thank you very much for having me. By the way, I'm the president of Asia Youth Council, IYC Worldwide, and not just a Niger Delta Youth League.
Oh yes, that's correct.
And the mother youth organization of the people of the Niger Delta.
That's correct indeed, and thanks for the clarification. We've had you on the program before, and you're very correct. Yes, you're the president. But let's talk quickly about the two key issues affecting the Niger Delta region. The first part affecting the entire region, and of course the second part directly impacting on Rivers State, and if you like, indirectly or somewhat directly too, has the potential to impact on the entire Niger Delta. First will be the Niger Delta Ministry of Niger Delta Affairs, that is no more, that has now given way to the Ministry of Regional Development. One of the key things that came out last week from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And then the Abuja Federal High Court ruling stopping federal allocations to Rivers State because of the tussles going on there, saying that the governor has run foul of the law by not representing the budget to the ideal members of the House of Assembly. As you're aware, a lot of people have been talking about, the potential danger that these two issues portend. What are your thoughts? And what is your council? How is your council taking it, basically, before saying that what are you planning to do about these two important subjects?
Thank you. The Niger Delta, as we know, is one region that is very, very peculiar. And as a result of our perceived marginalization, the people of the Niger Delta over time clamored and agitated for agencies and parastatals that can look into the development of the Niger Delta, the infrastructural developmental deficiencies that we are having in the region. And in Obasanjo administration, the NDDC was established. And after that, we still experience what we call underdevelopment. And under the Yaradua Wash, there was a need to give us another agency, which was the Niger Delta Ministry, to support the NDDC in developing the Niger Delta so that at least as the region that is laying the golden egg, we can also have the infrastructure and the needed development that will be commensurate to what we are contributing to the national purse. And when the Niger Delta Ministry was created under the Buhari administration, we are aware of some meaningful projects that was carried out. And we were believing that in subsequent administrations, the budget of the ministry is going to be looked into. An upward review of the budget will be given, and more mandates will be given to the ministry. And to our greater dismay, we are having a Southern president, and in this year budget, the fund that was given to the ministry was less than 20 billion naira. Because we even heard that the ministry was to be scrapped without consulting the people of the Niger Delta. We feel as a people that the president does not really have the people of the Niger Delta has had. That after some deliberations and interference of our leaders with the presidency, a minister was reappointed and the ministry was given its mandate back. But with a low budget that the ministry was hand-twist or hand-tied not to carry out any reasonable project. After our clamor, we were believing that in the 2025 budget, the president is going to use his office to look how the budget of the ministry can be reviewed upwardly to carry out the infrastructural development that the people of the Niger Delta are clamoring for. And to our greatest dismay, we just woke up and heard that our very important ministry that will support the NDDC to develop the people of the Niger Delta has been scrapped. As a people, you know, we are peace-loving, we are law-abiding, but we know how to agitate. We are agitators. So we are believing that after due consultation and the negative impact that this ministry is going to have on the people of the Niger Delta, we are going to confront the presidency and tell them our position about the scrapping of the Niger Delta ministry. For now, we are still consulting and interfacing with our stakeholders, our elders, those that have sacrificed in the struggle for the survival and the development of the Niger Delta. It's not something one individual that can sit in his comfort zone and take decision on behalf of the people. We know the importance of the ministry, and we cannot fold our hands to see one individual, because he's at the helm of affairs, to undermine the benefit that a ministry of the Niger Delta will give to us as a people. We are consulting, and after due consultation and deliberation, we will make our position known. But if you ask me if we are okay with the scrapping of the Niger Delta ministry, the simple answer is no, because we didn't see it coming. For the fact that we are having a southern president, we are believing that the development of the Niger Delta will be a top priority in this APC Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration. But the scrapping of this ministry is giving the people of the Niger Delta a second thought. As I said earlier before, we are consulting with our stakeholders, and when we are done with that, we will make our position known. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Then on the area of the River State issue, where an high court in Abuja came up with a judgment that central bank should not release allocation meant for the development of the people of the Niger Delta. As an individual, being the president of the Mother Youth Organization of the Niger Delta, and as an interested party in the development and the well-being of the Ijaw people all over the world, I feel a little bit slighted, because I cannot, as an individual, contribute immensely to the federal coffer and one judge without looking critically on issues that are before him, will hurriedly give a judgment that has the ability to put the Niger Delta and the entire River State into chaos. It's a call for concern. We believe the matter is before an appeal court. We don't want to use words that are derogatory to our judiciary, because as a president, I still believe that the judiciary is the last hope of the common man. We still have faith in the judiciary, and we believe that the Court of Appeal and the Supreme Court is going to do justice. Come to think of it, what is happening in River State was never precedented by those that drafted the Constitution of Nigeria, 1999, has been amended.
Okay, Mr.
They never envisaged that. I'm with you. They never envisaged that an assembly that is made up of maybe 30 or 32 or 28 members, over 25 of them will foolishly decamp from their party, and subsequently their seats are going to be declared vacant. If you ask me, the only things that are known in the Rivers State House of Assembly are just 4 assembly members. Presently, because those that decamp from the PDP to the APC, seat has been declared vacant.
Yes, Mr. Theophilus,
these are issues that are before the media and the public space.
I would like to come in here just because we know that this, there's an appeal that has gone forward and even still pending cases on this particular matter in the appeal and Supreme Court. But I want us to talk about the impact of halting federal allocations to Rivers State, the implications for the region's stability. With the court ruling, what do you see as the most immediate and severe impacts that you anticipate for the state, especially considering its dependence on oil revenue? Do you think that this stoppage in federal allocations could fuel existing frustrations within the Niger Delta, potentially leading to unrest or resistance from local communities? Because that is something that has come up in the polity over the last couple of days. So when we interpret the court's decision from not just a legal standpoint but an economic standpoint, but on the welfare of the people of Rivers State. Very briefly as we wrap up this conversation, sir.
Yeah. Number one, when we talk about not releasing funds to the people of Rivers State, number one is going to affect our people in terms of youth development, infrastructural development. Workers are not going to have salary. That means the entire state is going to be affected. Every household are going to have the impact of this said judgment. On the other hand, the hungry man is an hungry man. You know the people of the Niger Delta, they are an emotional group of persons. And when you want to deliberately punish them for what they know nothing about, we understand the end result. We have continually sensitized our people, and we are still doing that. That look, the oil facilities that are domiciled in our environment is for our benefit. Our people should not toe the path of destroying oil and gas facilities that are domiciled in our area. But when you aggravate this group of persons, we know how their thinkings are. And over time, we have pleaded to the security agencies that in as much as the Niger Delta and River State is concerned, we don't need anything that will bring unnecessary crisis, that will end up turning our youth or pushing our youth to attack oil and gas facilities that has the ability to even run the Nigeria economy aground. This is one country that over time, because of pipeline vandalism and some other illegal oil and gas activities in the Niger Delta, production that was 2 million per day, 2 million barrels per day, ran down to 800 to 700 barrels. And we know the impact it had on us as a people. We wouldn't want that to repeat itself. And we have been calling the security agencies to see how they can give Mr. President the best advice, to see how he can call these parties between the governor of Rivers State and his minister and toe the path of peace for the benefit of the people of the Rivers State and Nigeria at large. Today we are crying because production is below 2 million barrels per day, that we are finding it difficult to give crude to the Dangote refinery that is 650,000 barrels per day refining capacity. The Port Harcourt refinery is over 200,000 refining capacity. These are the reasons why some of our refineries, local refineries, cannot have product, and they have been playing politics that they cannot maintain.
Okay.
Because if we give our local refineries the needed volume of crude, that means we won't have anything to export. And if this crisis, today, if you say that River State will not have this monthly allocation for 2-3 months, and there is hunger in River State, do you think that the people of River State will fold their hands and see these facilities being in operation? The answer is no.
All right.
So we are trying to see how we can avoid all these pending crises.
Okay. We heard you loud and clear, and the position, your own position, I believe, which is the position of the Niger Youth Council, is very clear. But because of time, we really have to go. We do thank you so very much for joining us on the morning show today. All right, so we go straight to the review of headlines in today's newspapers because of time, and we'll be taking this day on Saturday the newspaper of record. Shaito, I think three stories stand out. First is the lead story. Tinubu tax reform bills will go through legislative process in National Assembly. Insists bills require further stakeholders consultations. Rejects advice to withdraw proposed legislations. Arewa think tank backs president's reform other policies. I think this is in response to the call by the Federal Executive Council, which of course includes the Vice President and all the state governors.
36 governors. I mean,
asking that they should withdraw the thing for further consultation.
Well, I believe that this will provide an opportunity for input and necessary changes without withdrawing the bill completely from the National Assembly. So let's see, because it's supposed to help or give some succor to Nigerians. Another
important story, which is on page 9 of today's paper, federal government intervenes after outrage over detention of underage protesters. This is on the cover of practically all the newspapers today, and it's an important subject matter. Those who protested during the End Bad Governance protest in August were paraded yesterday, but we saw what happened in court. I think this is important. I like the fact that the federal government, through the Attorney General, is saying that we will take a look at it and we'll collect the case file from the police. It's not looking good. Something has to be done because kids are involved. All right, then, that brings us to the end of the morning show today. Thank you for watching and do stay safe. I'm Steve Ayorinde.
And I'm Shaiton Atigari. It's been a great show this morning. For my entire team here in Lagos, Nigeria, enjoy the rest of your morning and, of course, the rest of your day.